today it is interesting that the world has been brought to a standstill in fear and panic by a tiny virus that you cannot even see with the naked eye. You need a microscope to see. And yet we've been quarantined, under house arrest, so to speak, and terrified by it. Ironically, this little tiny virus is called coronavirus. Saint Corona, who lived in the 2nd century, and she was murdered in the year 170, along with Saint Victor. Some say it was in Syria, some say Damascus, some say in Antioch. She was murdered during the reign of Emperor Aurelius by Roman soldiers for professing the faith. And interestingly, her remains have been taken to northern Italy, where is the center of the pandemic in Europe. And Saint Corona is one of the patrons of people suffering from disease and pandemic. So there's all kinds of these coincidences and things happening. But what I would like us to reflect on, among other things, is that we pray to God to let this blow away, that those who are working hard to find the cure and prevention, that God may enlighten them to do so effectively, immediately, and that it be applied to save lives. And also on our part, that as a global community, that this may enable us to understand the privilege we have of being a global community, to realize how interconnected we all are. As Pope Paul VI said, talking about human solidarity, Pope Paul VI said that we are so interconnected in such a way that this interconnection, as it were, even transcends the physical, that there is a metaphysical dimension to it, such that when one human being is diminished anywhere else in the world, we all are diminished. And when one human being is exalted, we are all exalted. And we are realizing that with this pandemic going on, that we are how interconnected we are. So I pray that we understand that. Secondly, that we understand that, we do not rule the world by might and strength. That it is God who leads us on. It is God who is the superpower. It is God who is in charge. That we are creation, and we are called to live together as brothers and sisters, responding to God. Because in many instances of what we do as human beings, we have violated the sovereignty of God over and over, and violated the rights and dignities of our brothers and sisters. So our prayer is that as this blows over, we may rethink how we relate to one another. We may rethink globalization and what it means. We may rethink the rights of God. We may rethink our place as creation.